Normalize quietly existing without explaining yourself to anyone. Shout out to Spiritual League for that quote. Use definitely a real one. Abso-freaking-lutely collective. If you clicked on this message, it's because you are the definition of living life unapologetically, right? Listen, you don't have time to explain yourself anymore, right? You have bigger fish to fry. You are so focused and tapped in. You don't have time to, if people don't get you, they don't get you, collective. If people understand you and get you, then they do. But you're not wasting your time explaining yourself. You're not trying to please anyone, right? Because you know who you are and you know what you are doing. So because of that, you don't need to explain yourself. And collective, you might have been someone very well in the past who would find yourself over explaining yourself so much, right? And you've seen the amounts of energy you are exerting and taking out of you, And then also another thing is, what's so crazy is, people used to play with you a lot. There was a lot of people in your life who was committed to misunderstanding you, collective. You're somebody who's very headstrong. You're a leader. You're so self-assured. You're confident in who you are, and that disturbs a lot of people who are insecure. And, because you are a person who's very vocal and you are very, opinionated, you attract people who don't like that. You know what I'm saying? They want to come in and try to disturb or shake you up. So I felt like in the past, you've dealt with a lot of people who didn't understand you, and they didn't care to understand you. They wanted to come in and confuse you, right? Or get you to get you to explain yourself and get you to doubt yourself. Like a lot of weird energy, collective. And I feel like in the past that they would get to you. They could get under your skin, get to your buttons. You'd find yourself being defensive and, explaining yourself. People will project things onto you purposely. Like some people will play games on you, acting like trying to downplay your importance or downplay how smart you were just so you could speak up and lash out and react. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you realized and you recognized, okay, these people are playing mind games, or you finally woken up like, these people are never going to understand, because you even after you explained yourself clearly, you just stated it flat out. These people still would twist your words, still go over their heads purposely, because they purposely were doing it. They knew, they understand you, but they don't want you to, they just want to, weird energy, collective. So this literally forced you to it lit another fire up under you, collective. You got tired of people playing in your face, and you got tired of overexerting yourself, right? And you realize that when you explain yourself, you're justifying yourself, right? So it makes you appear to be insecure. It makes you less confident, you know what I'm saying, in what you want, or it gets you to doubt yourself when you explain yourself, right? You don't do that anymore, collective. You don't need to explain yourself, right? You got done with that because you understand how manipulators work. Some of these people that were in your lives were just manipulating. So they were trying to extract information up out of you so that way they can turn it against you later. And that has happened to you so much in the past, collective, where people would, get you to explain yourself or over-explain, share information, and then that's how they would twist your story and use it against you later. You know what I'm saying? And there were a lot of people who were smiling in your face, pretending like they were caring and had your back, when really they were just trying to extract information out of you, get you to explain yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then they would use that information for their benefit. And this is how you realize, whoa, there's a bunch of leaks on your boat. Your ship was sinking. You had to learn how to close them cracks and them leaks up. But you've learned how to stop explaining yourself. You let people assume what they want. You let people think what they want now, because you know how people play these types of mind games, right? And again, you're somebody now who is so sure of yourself. You've gotten to know yourself inside and out, right? And so now, because you know who you are, no one can project that anything onto you, right? So you don't even have a desire to explain yourself anymore because you're confident in who you are, and you stand in your power. You know what you're doing. You are so sure of who you are, right? So because of that, and because you don't explain yourself, you are showing people that you know what you're talking about. You know what you're doing. You are showing up as that fierce leader that you need to be, collective. And I just love it, and I'm here for you, because it took you a while to get to this place. You know what I'm saying? But you're finally here, and it's needed, right? You are literally the definition of living life unapologetically. If someone has an issue with how you do things, oh well, you're not explaining yourself, right? If someone doesn't understand why you do something a certain way, oh well, they just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not giving out free handouts. You're not giving up your recipe or your secret sauce or your blueprint, collective. You're just not doing that, right? You're living your life abundantly and unapologetically. And that's how you, as you should, collective. Like, I'm so here for you. Like, I'm so proud of you for this, because again, this is how you avoid the pit traps and the pitfalls of manipulation. You know what I'm saying? You had your fair share of manipulators in your life. So you're over that phase, right? You don't have time to elaborate and explain yourself to people who don't even understand you to begin with. Because truth of the matter is, the people who do understand you and the people who are on your caliber and get you, you will never have to explain yourself, because they get it. They're on what you're on, right? So this is how you move now, collective. And it, like, you know, you shift, you ruffling a lot of people's feathers, because you used to be someone who would share and overshare. You know what I'm saying? But now you fall back. You just do you, and you move how you move. You know, you don't, and you're the type of person, you probably used to post your every move and all your, nope, you don't, silence. You move privately now. And that's for your protection, you know? You've learned when you overshare, and that traps you up and sets you up. So who am I talking to, collective? Like, do you live unapologetically? If that's you, let me know in the comments below, because I want to know who you are, right? If this is your first time here on my channel and you enjoy my content, make sure you subscribe. I would definitely love to have you a part of our tribe. Thank you guys for continuing to support my channel and show me so much love. I freaking love you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.